family. Um, I want us to discuss on something very, very important, and this has to do with our unity. This has to do with our unity because we are at the point where we want to unite. All right, like I said, I've been saying in my videos, there is a wind of change that is blowing all across the African continent. There is a wind of change that is blowing all across the African continent. And so we people all over the world, we already know what our problem is and what we can do to solve this problem. And what is the solution to this our problem? It is when we are united, or I can call it Pan-Africanism, when we are united. And in this video, I want to talk about this issue of Pan-Africanism. And do we really practice it in our day-to-day lives? Like if you are walking down the street and you saw your brother, what will be your behavior towards your brother? Like, let me just say, for an example, um if you are walking down the street as an African and you saw someone of African descent, or let me say African Americans, or you saw someone of Jamaican, how are you going to, what will be your behavior toward that person? That is where we need to start. All right, we need to make sure we always be our brother's keeper. Now, I'm doing this video because a lot has been going on, and a lot is still going on when it comes to our unity. There is still a big fight that we need to fight. All right, and among ourselves there is not really that, that strong love, that strong bondage that I can see. Maybe immediately we are through with these other people, immediately we are through with the foreigners that are fighting us, we will just unite once and for all. No, I am seeing that when we are through with the foreign people that are still trying to claim our resources, we are still going to have serious fight among ourselves, because that love and unity is not, I have not really seen that love and unity. Now, this issue of Pan-Africanism, it is not only something that maybe it just came up one morning and everybody just has said no Pan-Africanism. Most of our freedom fighters that have stood up were all screaming Pan-Africanism. They all saw that Pan-Africanism was the key for us all over the world. Now, let me start with freedom fighters from Africa, like Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was from Jamaica. Kwame Nkrumah from Ghana. Even though Kwame Nkrumah was the first president of Ghana, but before he became the first president of Ghana, he was the one that made Ghana to gain independence, and which Ghana was being called the Gold Coast. So he was the first person that came up with this good knowledge of Pan-Africanism, because he saw that there is no way we can do things without being united. Even the Bible said it, that when many hands gather, they can accomplish great things. And it is not only about many hands. We are family that were being split apart, and we all know of that story. So why can't we just unite and stick together among ourselves, and see how we are going to, and see how we can grow together, we can trade among ourselves as one people? So Kwame Nkrumah brought up that idea of Pan-Africanism, that we can trade among ourselves, we should have one currency, we should fall under one government. And we Africans still did not really take it serious until Kwame Nkrumah was gone. We still remain in the same spot, we still remain in the same position that we were crying. And the second leader that came and took it up was Muammar Gaddafi of Libya. Muammar Gaddafi came and took that issue of Pan-Africanism up and said, no, before we as people all over the world, we need to unite, we need to become as one people in order for us to go at the top. Like, I listened to President Museveni, the speech of President Museveni, when he was talking about that every group of people has gone to space. The Indians have gone to space. The Europeans, they have gone to space. The only group of people that are still remaining here that have not yet gone to space are the Blackies. Us, we have not yet gone to space. And Muammar Gaddafi came up with this issue of Pan-Africanism so that, Muammar Gaddafi was the first president that wanted to introduce this space traveling in Africa. And it was encircled under the influence of Pan-Africanism. And not only Muammar Gaddafi, Kwame Nkrumah, Muammar Gaddafi, and a lot more leaders. Now, let me talk about the freedom fighters that came up from the African diaspora, like let me say from America. Black people in America, they had Malcolm X, they had Martin Luther, Marcus Garvey. I mean, all of them were talking about Pan-Africanism. And so this is to tell you that Pan-Africanism is the key. All right. Pan-Africanism is the key for us all over the world. Like I've been saying it on my earlier videos. When they look at you, they don't see you as you are from Africa. They don't see you like maybe this one is different. No, they see you as African. All right. Be it maybe you have never visited Africa before, but when they see you, they know that your ancestors came from Africa. You have roots in Africa, and in as much as the continent is still where it is today, they are always going to disrespect us. All right, so that is why I said let us try to implement this issue of Pan-Africanism. If you meet your brother on the way, make sure you have mercy. I mean, you show love to your brothers. If you see your brother trying to do something like a business, if you have maybe like a platform like this one that you can promote and help your brother, then make sure you go in and promote your brother's business, because that is love, that is Pan-Africanism. We do not need to only start talking. We can't just only say it, just empty saying, but we do not put it into practice. So that is the main reason I said let me come online and address this issue of Pan-Africanism. So I I want us to talk also about there are some other things that we need to talk about, and I'm going to be uploading a video this night. Still covering this same topic, and I don't know if you guys have watched the Black Panther movie. If you have watched Black Panther, you are going to realize that even though some people might have a different perception of the movie, they might be like, maybe the movie was meant to divide us. No, I'm not really sure. Though yes, Prince T'Challa had a conflict with Killmonger and stuff like that. Well, but if you take a deep look at that movie, you are going to see the spirit of Pan-Africanism in that movie called Black Panther. You are going to see the spirit of Pan-Africanism. Now, Prince T'Challa, which Prince T'Challa was representing the continent of Africa, while Killmonger was representing, let me just say, the African diaspora. Even though they had an issue, they had conflict among themselves, but if both of them could have joined together and work as one, do you know where Wakanda could have been? I mean, Wakanda was already a great nation. Nobody, according to the movie, every other nation was behind Wakanda. Wakanda was the leading nation. And still yet, like, let me say, Killmonger wanted, it's not like Killmonger was really a bad person. You understand? Because Killmonger still had the interests of the Wakandans at heart. He was still fighting to protect the Wakanda. All right. So now, if Prince T'Challa and Killmonger could have come together, which is Pan-Africanism, and say, okay, now let us put the interests of our nation, which all of them had the interests of Wakanda at heart. But even though they had conflict, so if you take a look at Black Panther, you can rewatch that movie again. You are going to see the spirit of Pan-Africanism in that movie, in the movie called Black Panther, and that is the same spirit we need to carry out. All right, movies are not just movies, even though there's movies that are just maybe fiction and stuff like that. But if you watch Black Panther, you can really relate to the culture, because mostly 70% of what is portrayed in that movie is typical African culture. Like, let me not say maybe the suit is fictional and stuff like that. Maybe the city is fictional, but the culture typically is African culture. All what you saw there in that movie, the herbs that they pound and stuff like that, that they give you, you go to the ancestral lane and other stuff. there are cultures here in Africa that practice that even up to today. So if you watch that movie, that is a spirit of Pan-Africanism. You are going to see the spirit of Pan-Africanism, and it's that same spirit that we need as a people. All right, we need to come together, work together as one people, and see where we are going to find ourselves. So that is what I said. Let me come live and try to talk to you guys here. And like I said, I'm going to be dropping a video today. And please, you guys, I really appreciate if you guys can find time to join the live so that we can discuss more on topic and see how we can come together as one people. All right. So that is what I said. Let me share with you guys today in this on this live. So I'm going to be uploading a video immediately I'm done with this live. You can check it out and as well share the video. So I'm going to be seeing you guys on my next live, or let me just say on my next video. All right, so have a nice day, you all.